evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Parag Sharma, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Surgery in Neminath Homeopathic Medical College. And on behalf of Herbal Homeo, I welcome all of you in today's session, in which we are going to discuss about all those remedies which we are not using in our day-to-day practice. Because in our day-to-day practice, we are using mainly all those remedies which are polycrest. So we are avoiding using those remedies which are mainly rare. Like there are so many remedies like eagle marmalose, like DPT, like pediculus, which are not used by all the homeopaths in day-to-day life. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about all those remedies. So I start with a remedy that is known as eagle marmalose. Eagle marmalose. So eagle marmalose is a remedy which we generally used to think in those cases in which lycopodium fails, because when we go through the materia medica section of the eagle marmalose, we will see that there is symptomatology like 4 to 8 p.m. aggravation. So in eagle marmalose, we have 4 to 8 p.m. aggravation. We have all the major liver affections like lycopodium. Like lycopodium in eagle marmalose, there is bloating in the abdomen. And in eagle marmalose, there is also hot feeling in the head or the vertex. So whenever we have a patient who is having all these symptoms of lycopodium, like there is bloating in the abdomen, there is 4 to 8 p.m. aggravation, and there is desire for hot or warm food, or there is dropsy associated with the liver affection. So whenever you have such type of totality and lycopodium is not responding or lycopodium is failing in such cases, you can think of eagle marmalose. So eagle marmalose is the remedy we can think of in those gastrointestinal disorders in which lycopodium clavitum fails. So this is one of the remedy. Likewise, there are so many remedies which we can use in cases of GI affection. There is also a remedy, Ajar dictica indica, which is also known as neem. So all the gastrointestinal symptoms of Ajar dictica indica is very much similar to lycopodium clavitum. Like in Ajar dictica indica, there is a symptoms arise during new spring, which is almost similar to lachesis and lycopodium. In Ajar dictica indica, there is also a symptom, evening rise of temperature, and the temperature commences from 4:30 p.m. and abates nearly about 7:30 p.m., which is a similar symptom to lycopodium. So whenever we have a patient who is having evening rise of temperature, symptoms generally present with liver affections, and there is persistent bitterness in the mouth. So whenever we have exact picture of lycopodium, but lycopodium is not responding well in these gastrointestinal disorders, we can think of Ajar dictica indica in such cases. So Ajar dictica indica, eagle marmalose, these are those rare or small remedies which we generally cannot prescribe in our day-to-day practice. But whenever lycopodium is failing in cases of GI affections, we can think of such remedies like eagle marmalose, like Ajar dictica indica. So, coming on to the next remedy, generally in respiratory affections of children and old aged persons, we are using a remedy, Blata orientalis, but we are using it therapeutically, not on the basis of totality or on the basis of portrait of disease. So Blata is a remedy which we generally think in cases of asthma whenever arsenic album fails. So whenever you have a patient who is having exact picture of arsenic album and arsenic album is not responding. So in such cases, we can think of Blata orientalis. So whenever a patient, so if we have to summarize the Blata orientalis patient, or how can we identify the Blata orientalis patient in our clinic? So if we talk about the constitution, the Blata orientalis patient is almost like Calcarea carb. So whenever you have a patient who is almost like Calcarea carb, which means stout and corpulent patients, stout and corpulent patient like Calcarea carb, who are having allergic affections or allergic constitutions, which means they are having allergic constitution, allergy towards dust, allergy towards smoke. And when these patients are very much abrupt, very much rude, very much unsympathetic. So whenever a calcarea type of constitution with allergic affection comes to your clinic and behave abruptly, behave rudely, and behave unsympathetically, then you can think of Blata orientalis in such cases. तो हम इसे ऐसे जज कर सकते हैं, लाइक अगर आपके क्लिनिक पर कोई पेशेंट आता है जिसका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कैलक्रिया की तरह है और उसको एलर्जिक डिस्पोजिशन है, उसको डस्ट से एलर्जी है, स्मोक से एलर्जी है, और जब भी वो आपकी क्लिनिक में एंटर करेगा तो वो एब्रप्टनेस कैसे पता चलेगी आपको, वो रूडनेस कैसे पता चलेगी? अगर आपके पेशेंट क्लिनिक पर वेटिंग है, वो पेशेंट को वेट करना पड़ रहा है, लेकिन वो इतनी वेट नहीं कर सकता, वो आपके फार्मासिस्ट के साथ बदतमीजी करना शुरू कर देता है, या जब आपके चैम्बर में एंटर करता है तो बोलता है कि सर आपको इतनी देर वेट कराना अच्छा नहीं लगा मेरे को, आपको मुझे पहले बता देना चाहिए था, आपने इतनी देर वेट कराया मुझे. So whenever you have such type of abrupt or rude patients who are nearly similar to calcarea calb constitution and having allergic constitution, you can think of Blata orientalis in such cases. So you can think Blata orientalis in those cases in which arsenic album fails. And there are indications like in Blata, there is rainy weather aggravation like natrum sulf, like Arenia diadema, and there is full moon aggravation like Silicea, and there is also after sleep aggravation like lachesis. So whenever you have such type of trio in which you will find full moon aggravation of Silicea, rainy weather aggravation of natrum sulf, and sleeps aggravation of lachesis, you can think of Blata orientalis. And in Blata orientalis, the modalities of amelioration is very much similar to the Medorrhino. In Blata orientalis, the patient is feeling better by lying on abdomen and during new moon. So whenever we have a symptom complex like calcarea calb constitution, allergic disposition, abrupt, rude, unsympathetic patient, along with rainy weather aggravation of natrum sulf, full moon aggravation of Silicea, sleeps into aggravation of lachesis, and amelioration by lying on abdomen, and new moon amelioration of Medorrhinum, we can think of Blata orientalis in such cases. Because when you go through the complete repertory, there are so many rubrics like mind, abrupt, speak when obliged to. Like mind, abrupt, speaks bluntly, talks abrupt. So in so many rubrics, Blata orientalis is mentioned under the abrupt, under rubric, under sympathetic. So in these rubrics, Blata orientalis is also mentioned. So coming on to the next remedy, there is a remedy known as Cassia sophera, whose proving is done by CCRH, New Delhi, and generally we can think of this remedy in cases whenever we have a respiratory symptoms of arsenic album and joint affections like rust toxicodendron. So whenever we have a patient who is having almost similar respiratory affections of arsenic album like asthma with difficult breathing and must sit up worse after midnight. So whenever a patient approaches you कि सर मेरे को ना रात में लगभग 1-2 बजे के आसपास बहुत सांस उखड़ती है और मेरे को लेटने से बैठ कर उठना पड़ जाता है. So whenever there is a midnight aggravation, there is must sit up after midnight, and generally midnight aggravation like arsenic album, we have to think of Cassia sophera. Along with there is joint affections like rust toxicodendron. For example, there is pain in the knee joint which is aggravated by first movement or aggravated after rising from the seat and better by continued motion or better by pressure. So whenever you have a symptom complex of respiratory affections of arsenic album and joint affections of rust tox, and both these remedies are failing in such cases, we can think of Cassia sophera in such cases. So whenever you have a respiratory affections of arsenic and joint affections of rust tox, you can think of Cassia sophera in such cases. And there is also a concomitant in such cases. So whenever you have constipation as a concomitant along with joint and respiratory affections of arsenic and rust ox respectively, you can think of Cassia sophera. And the next remedy along with this is Fraxinus americana. So this is one of the indication by Dr. Alan Khan sir. Generally, in Fraxinus americana is used by all the homeopaths in cases of uterine prolapse, and uterine prolapse in mainly those females in which rust ox and arnica is failing. And we are using rust ox and arnica in those females whose profession is of laborer. तो हम जनरली रस्ट ऑक्स और अर्निका उन महिलाओं में यूज करते हैं जो कि लेबर का काम करती हैं, और अगर उन लेबर के अंदर हमको यूट्राइन प्रोलैप्स देखने को मिलता है तो बिकॉज ऑफ हैवी वेट लिफ्टिंग और हैवी एक्सर्शन we are prescribing remedies like Rustox or Arnica. But if we are failing after using Rustox or Arnica, we can think of Fractionus americana. In Fractionus americana, there is ailments from injury, sprains, and overweight lifting, along with all those indications which is very much helpful are like the patient is very much talkative. So whenever you have a Fractionus americana patient, the patient is very much talkative and there is very much restless, nervousness and anxious constitution like Rustox. So whenever there is a talkative patient who is very much restless, very much nervous, very much anxious about her health, along with uterine fibroid and excessive bearing down sensation of sepia or murex. So whenever you have such kind of symptom complex in which in cases of uterine prolapse, after using arnica and Rustox which are failing, we can think of Fractionus americana on the basis of symptoms like talkative patients, restless patients, along with uterine fibroid, and there is dysmenorrhea or the sensitive ovary. So whenever you have such type of symptom complex, you can think of Fractionus americana either in form of dilution or in the form of mother tincture. The next remedy in this series is Iris versicolor, and there is very much interesting rubric mentioned in the NER repertory about the Iris versicolor. There is a rubric in the NER repertory in the mind and disposition section that fear of disease, symptoms that indicate internal change, organic of approaching illness. So if we have to understand this rubric, we have to divide this rubric into the three components. Like there is an organic disease or organic cause. Second point, illness is going to approach. And the third point is a strong fear of the disease. So we can understand this rubric like whenever a patient comes to you और वो आपको आके बोलता है कि सर मेरे को ना डायबिटीज मेलाइटस डायग्नोज हुआ है एंड आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम डायबिटीज मेलाइटस सिंस 5 और 10 इयर्स. अब सर मुझे पता चला कि डायबिटीज होने के बाद सर रेटिनोपैथी होने के भी चांसेस होते हैं, दैट आई एम वेरी मच प्रोन टुवर्ड्स डायबिटिक रेटिनोपैथी. और सर मुझे ये भी पता चला कि डायबिटीज होने के बाद नेफ्रोपैथी होने के भी चांसेस होते हैं, सो आई एम वेरी मच प्रोन टुवर्ड्स डायबिटिक नेफ्रोपैथी और डायबिटिक retinopathy. So whenever a patient comes to you and mention that सर मुझे डायबिटीज है, कहीं मुझे इसकी कॉम्प्लिकेशंस ना हो जाए, तो पहले से पेशेंट के अंदर एक ऑर्गेनिक डिजीज है. अब उसे लगता है कि उसकी इलनेस और ज्यादा बढ़ने वाली है और उसे उस इलनेस के बढ़ने की वजह से एक डर लगता है कि कहीं मुझे इस बीमारी की सारी कॉम्प्लिकेशंस तो नहीं हो जाएंगी. सो द होल रुब्रिक इज माइंड एंड डिस्पोजिशन, fear of disease, symptoms that indicate internal organic changes of approaching illness. तो पेशेंट कहेगा सर मुझे डायबिटीज है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कहीं मुझे मेरी किडनी ना खराब हो जाए, तो प्लीज आप मेरा ट्रीटमेंट करके कैसे भी मुझे बचा लो. या पेशेंट अगर आपको आके बोलता है कि सर मुझे हाइपरटेंशन है, मुझे उसकी वजह से हाइपरटेंसिव नेफ्रोपैथी ना हो जाए या हाइपरटेंसिव रेटिनोपैथी ना हो जाए. सो इन सच केसेस we can think of remedy like Iris versicolor, and this is the single remedy rubric which is mentioned here, and the remedy is Iris versicolor. Now the next remedy in the series is, generally in our clinic we are seeing patients of metrorrhagia, menorrhagia, amenorrhea, PCOD, PCOS, or ovarian cyst. And whenever we came across a patient who is very much similar to pulsatilla constitution, like good natured, very affectionate female, who is very much of weeping disposition, having changeable thoughts, sentimental nature, and feels better in the open air. So whenever you have a symptom complex which is very much similar to pulsatilla, and you are prescribing pulsatilla in such cases, but instead you are not getting any favorable results, in such cases you can think of this remedy which I am going to mention, and the name of remedy is Jonosia Asoka, Ashoka Vrach. So whenever you have a patient who is very much similar to pulsatilla constitution, and the reference of this remedy is, when you go through the book Drugs of Hindustan, you will find all those indications of Jonosia Asoka, like good natured and affectionate, easily weeping, changeable thoughts, sentimental, hysteria at puberty, and feels better in the open air. So whenever you have such type of symptom complex and you are prescribing pulsatilla in cases of female affections like menorrhagia, metrorrhagia, amenorrhea, PCOD, ovarian cyst, uterine fibroid, and you are not getting the desired results, you can think of Jonosia Asoka in such cases. And we can also relate Jonosia Asoka with conium maculatum also here, because in conium maculatum there is also a symptom abstinence of sexual desire. So in such cases, like if we relate Jonosia Ashoka to the mythology, तो जब सीता जी को रावण उठा के ले गया था लंका में और उनको अशोक वृक्ष के नीचे ले जाके रखा गया था, और सीता जी जब इतने समय के बाद लौट के आई और लव और कुश का जन्म हुआ, तो इतने लंबे समय तक भी हम इसे रिलीजियस अफेक्शन से किसी की भावनाओं को आहत करने के लिए नहीं जोड़ रहे हैं, वी आर जस्ट रिलेटिंग इट टू द होम्योपैथी, दैट सीता जी का उसके बावजूद भी प्रेगनेंसी हुई, क्या कंसीव हुआ, या वो मेंसेस रेगुलर रहे, क्यों? क्योंकि जोनोशिया अशोका का हमारे फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम पर एक्शन है। तो इतने लंबे समय तक अपनी डिजायर्स को सप्रेस करने के बाद भी अगर हमारा रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम अच्छे से फंक्शन कर रहा है, इट मींस दैट जोनोशिया अशोका इज हैविंग pure action over the reproductive system. So whenever we are having patients who is having suppressed sexual desire and suffering from uterine disorders or ovarian disorders, we can think of Jonosia Asoka along with conium maculatum also. Now, the next remedy in this series, that is Ocimum centum, and we are generally prescribing Ocimum centum in cases of respiratory affections. But sometimes we came across so many children in our clinic which are very much irritable, always having a crying disposition, fretful, peevish, starts from the sleep, do not allow any physician or doctor to examine them, and they are very much quiet only when they are being carried. So there is a desire for being carried. They are not allowing the physician to examine them, very much irritable, fretful, peevish, and you are prescribing Sina, but they are not responding. So whenever you have a child who is having exact Sina constitution, but Sina is failing in such cases we can think of Ocimum centum. And Ocimum centum along with Sina, there is two concomitant, that is whenever you have a patient who is very much similar to Sina along with red lips and recurrent infection. So whenever a mother comes to you with a child that sir इसको ना बहुत जल्दी जल्दी खांसी जुकाम होता है, या सर इसको ना बहुत जल्दी जल्दी टॉन्सिलाइटिस होता है. So whenever in children there is a history of recurrency of infection or recurrent infection along with red lips like sulfur, with Sina like mind state, like very much irritable, fretful, peevish, always crying, in such cases we can think of Ocimum centum. So Osman symptom is very much similar to Sina patient. Coming on to the next remedy, and the remedy is rheum. So generally we are prescribing rheum in cases of diarrhea, dysentery, or in cases of irritable children, or in cases of those children who are having offensive perspiration or having sour smell of their body. But today I am going to describe rheum in a very new pattern, like if we understand the basic disposition of a child, like एक बच्चा अपने पेरेंट्स पर किस चीज के लिए डिपेंडेंट होता है? A child is depend on her parents on love, care, affection. लेकिन in such cases, when the parents are working, or when the parents are divorced, and when all these conditions are there, and child is not getting the proper attention, proper care, proper affection, in such cases वो जो बच्चा होता है उसको फीलिंग आती है, फीलिंग ऑफ forsaken, feeling of being orphaned. And in such cases we have a remedy like magnesium carb. So whenever we have a patient who is very much similar to magnesium carb, or having very much kind of mind and disposition of magnesium carb, like there is feeling of being orphaned, there is feeling of being forsaken, feeling of being abandoned, along with कैमोमिला काइंड ऑफ डिस्पोजिशन, तो पेरेंट्स आके आपको बताएंगे कि सर जब हम ऑफिस में रहते हैं ये मेट के साथ बहुत अच्छे से रहता है, इसकी कोई डिमांड्स नहीं होती हैं, बिल्कुल सुस्त हो जाता है, खाना पीना नहीं खाएगा, बिल्कुल चुप रहेगा, इसका बिल्कुल मन नहीं लगेगा, किसी से बात नहीं करेगा, बहुत दुखी हो जाएगा। लेकिन जब हम लौट के आते हैं घर पे तो इसका डिस्पोजिशन बिल्कुल चेंज हो जाता है, ये कैसे बिहेव करेगा, ये बहुत ज्यादा डिमांडिंग हो जाएगा, ये बहुत ज्यादा कैप्रिशियस हो जाएगा, हमसे बार बार नई चीजों की डिमांड करेगा, और जब वो चीजें हम इसे प्रोवाइड कराएंगे तो वे हमको वो सारी चीजें वापस मना कर देगा, नहीं मुझको ये नहीं चाहिए, अब मुझे वो दूसरी चीजें चाहिए। तो देयर इज द रुब्रिक कैप्रिशियसनेस। तो इन सच केसेस we can think of rheum, in which we have a combination of meg carb and chamomilla। तो हम इसको ऐसे समझ सकते हैं कि वो बच्चे जो बचपन से जिनके फादर या मदर वर्किंग है, या जिनके फादर और मदर के बीच में डाइवोर्स हो चुका है, या जो कि इलेजिटिमेटेड चिल्ड्रन है, या जैसे डॉक्टर केंट ने अपनी मेट्रिया मेडिका में मेंशन किया है दैट दीज आर द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ क्लैंडस्टीन कॉइशन, गैर कानूनी तौर पर संबंध बनाने के बाद जो बच्चे पैदा होते हैं, ऐसे बच्चे जिनको कि माता पिता का अफेक्शन नहीं मिल पाता है, और अगर वो बच्चे बाद में जब फोरसेकन फीलिंग ऑर्फन्ड फील करते हैं, और एक टाइम के बाद जब उनके अंदर एक बिटरनेस डेवलप हो जाती है, अपने माता पिता के प्रति घृणा पैदा हो जाती है, वही बिटरनेस आपको मैग्नीशियम कार्ब में मेंटल लेवल पर भी दिखती है, वही बिटरनेस आपको मैग्नीशियम कार्ब में फिजिकल लेवल पर भी दिखती है, क्योंकि मैग्नीशियम कार्ब में जितने भी डिस्चार्जेस होते हैं, ऑल दी डिस्चार्जेस आर बिटर। देयर इज बिटर वॉमिटिंग, देयर इज बिटर ब्रेथ, there is bitterness in the perspiration, there is bitterness in the stool. So all these discharges are bitter in nature, and the patient is also bitter in their temperament. So whenever you have a patient or symptom complex of magnesium carb and chamomilla, in such cases you can think of rheum. So in rheum you will find acrid temper, child cries and tosses about all the night, there is very much screaming and shrieking, there is very much impetuous desire for a particular object, and the patient is very much ugly and impossible to satisfy. And when you go through the physical level, you will find that child smells sour even after washing or bathing, and there is also stool which is very much sour smelling. So whenever you have such kind of combination of magnesium carb and chamomilla, and you are failing after using such remedies in cases of children, you can think of rheum. Now there is a remedy, again I am telling you the indication of Dr. Alam Khan sir, and the remedy is sulfonamide or sulfanilamidum, which is generally manufactured nowadays by SBL. So in our day-to-day practice, we are having patients which mention that sir, मुझको ना हल्का हल्का बुखार बना रहता है और ये बुखार कभी खत्म नहीं होता है, हमेशा ये बुखार मुझे 99, 100, और जब भी सर बुखार आता है ठीक हो जाता है, और जब तक बुखार होके मैं ठीक नहीं होता हूं मुझे फिर से बुखार आ जाता है। यानी कि जब तक मेरी बुखार की कमजोरी थकान नहीं जाती है ना सर, तब तक मुझे दोबारा से बुखार आ जाता है। तो ये जो वायरल फीवर का ये जो एक कॉम्प्लेक्स बना हुआ है पेशेंट के अंदर कि सर मेरी वायरल फीवर की जब तक प्रोस्ट्रेशन, जब तक मेरी कमजोरी गई नहीं थी, तब तक मुझे एक नया बुखार, फिर से एक मेरा पैरोक्सिज्म आ गया। तो ये जो कंटिन्यूड फीवर होता है या रिलैक्सिंग फीवर होता है, इन केसेस में जब आपकी अपेरेंटली वेल इंडिकेटेड रेमेडीज फेल होती हैं, इन सच केसेस you can think of sulfanilamidum or sulfonamide, and the indications are that patients are having recurrent attacks of viral fever with very much exhaustion during and after the paroxysm, along with there is very much exhausted dull feeling with loss of interest in the routine work after the attack of viral fever. So this is all about post viral syndrome. So whenever you are having patients of post-viral syndrome and all these indicated or apparently indicated remedies are failing, you can think of sulfanilamidum or sulfonamide in such cases. Now, the next remedy, which is very much similar to our Polycrest, and we are not using it in our day-to-day practice. So whenever you have a patient who is very much similar to a remedy like स्टेफिसैग्रिया, और अगर हम स्टेफिसैग्रिया के बारे में पढ़ते हैं तो हम ये समझते हैं कि देयर इज ऑल अबाउट द मॉरल्स, देयर इज ऑल अबाउट डिग्निटी, ऑल अबाउट बीइंग ह्यूमिलिएटेड, all about being ailments from mortification, ailments from chagrin, ailments from humiliation, ailments from suppressed anger or vexation or admonition aggravation. So whenever you have a patient who is very much similar to स्टेफिसैग्रिया कि सर उस मेरे लिए डिग्निटी बहुत मैटर करती है, या मेरे लिए मेरे सम्मान बहुत महत्व रखता है, या कोई मेरे से बदतमीजी से बात कैसे कर सकता है, मेरे लिए सारी चीजें बहुत महत्व रखती हैं. So whenever you have a patient who is having similar constitution like स्टेफिसैग्रिया, and स्टेफिसैग्रिया is failing in such cases, you can think of Vervescum thepsus. In such cases you can think of Vervescum thepsus. So whenever you are having a patient which is almost like similar to स्टेफिसैग्रिया, and patient is having neurological affections, because Vervescum thepsus is a known remedy for neurological disorders, because it is mentioned in the Boric Mathematica that there is pronounced action on the inferior maxillary branch of the fifth pair of the cranial nerves and on the ear. तो हम इसको ऐसे रिलेट कर सकते हैं कि पेशेंट आके आपसे बोलता है कि सर मैं एक फंक्शन में गया था और वहां मेरे ही बेटे ने मुझे सबके सामने इतना भला बुरा कहा कि सर मैं क्या बताऊं, मेरे से रहा नहीं गया, लेकिन सबके सामने मैं अपने बेटे से कुछ कह तो नहीं पाया, लेकिन मुझे गुस्सा तो बहुत आया, लेकिन मैंने उस गुस्से को सर बहुत दबा लिया. तो अगर मैं इसको साइकोलॉजिकली रिलेट करने की कोशिश करूं डिजीज के साथ, तो वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट लाइक कि उसने कुछ ऐसा सुना जो वो नहीं सुनना चाहता था या एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करता था अपने बेटे से सुनना, और ऐसा सुनने के बाद अगर उसको ईयर अफेक्शंस आते हैं या उस पेशेंट्स को न्यूरोलॉजिकल अफेक्शंस आते हैं, और इन सच केसेस व्हेन स्टेफिसैग्रिया इज फेलिंग आफ्टर यूजिंग rubrics like ailments from mortification, ailments from suppressed anger, ailments from humiliation, in such cases we can think of Vervescum thepsus. So coming on to the next remedy, so the next remedy is generally in cases of post vaccination syndrome or after effects of vaccination, if we are having a child who is very much hyperactive, very much restless, desire of being rocked or rocking, demands very hot drink or either very cold drink, very much cruel towards animal, striking himself and others, or knocks his head against the wall, in such cases, we can think of tuberculinum. Because tuberculinum child is very much hyperactive, very much cosmopolitan. There is also cruelty towards animal. There is also love for animals. The patient is asking for very much cold drinks or either very much hot drinks. There is desire of being rocked or rocking. And in such cases, if tuberculinum is failing, in such cases, we can think of a remedy which is DPT, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, nosode. This is a very much new nosode, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, nosode, DPT, nosode. So in such cases, we can think of remedies like DPT. And in DPT, all the symptoms are very much similar to tuberculinum. So for selecting DPT, there is ailments from vaccination or reactions to the DPT vaccination. And whenever you have a very much delicate and sensitive children with a weak, damaged or undeveloped or compromised immune system. So whenever you have a very compromised and undeveloped immune system along with a hyperactive, cranky, striking child with very much inconsolable crying, we can think of DPT nosode in such cases. But there is a one very peculiar symptom which is mentioned by Dr. Sunirmal Sarkar, that in such cases, when you are taking the history, you will find in case of mother or in case of pregnancy history that there is a very strong sense of guilt in the mother. So whenever there is very strong sense of guilt in mothers during pregnancy, along with child which is very much similar to tuberculinum, and tuberculinum in failing in such cases, you can think of DPT nosode. So DPT we can think of in those cases in which you will find a constitution which is very much similar to tuberculinum, along with a sense of strong guilt in mother during pregnancy. You can think of tuberculinum. And there are all the symptoms which are very much similar to tuberculinum. So now I am telling you all the rubrics of DPT, like mind, activity, hyperactive, mind, anger, temper, tantrums, mind, anger, violent, mind, anger, biting, mind, cursing, swearing, desires. There is very much destructiveness. There is mischievousness, want of moral affections, obstinate and headstrong child. There is desires rocking. माँ बोलते हैं कि इसे हमेशा ऐसा लगता है कि इसे गोदी में उछालते रहो या खिलाते रहो. There is shrieking, shouting. There is striking his head against the wall, hard-hearted, or aversion of being touched, or throw things around the way. So all these symptoms is very much similar to tuberculinum. So whenever you have such kind of patient in which you are prescribing tuberculinum and you are not getting the desired results, in such cases you can think of DPT nosode. So coming on to the next remedy, there is a remedy which we can use in cases of rheumatism, in cases of dengue fever, in cases of chikungunya fever. And in such cases, we are generally prescribing pyrogen, arsenic album, rust tox, and so many therapeutic remedies on the basis of therapeutic indications. But if such remedies are failing in cases of chikungunya, dengue fever, or rheumatism, we can think of this remedy. And the name of the remedy is Malaria officinalis. The remedy is Malaria officinalis. And it is also known as vegetable pyrogen. It is also known as vegetable pyrogen. So the keynote or the crux or the genius of this remedy is low generalized weakness along with chilliness, along with rheumatic affections, with the history of recurrent malaria. So whenever you have such kind of symptom complex in which there is very much generalized weakness along with the chilliness or the rigors, with rheumatic affection or rheumatic joint pains and history of recurrent malaria, in such cases you can think of malaria officinalis. And there is very much prominent single remedy rubric of malaria officinalis which is mentioned by Dr. Kent, that there is thirst heat after. तो पेशेंट आपको बोलेगा सर जब भी मुझे बुखार चढ़ता है ना उसके बाद मुझे बहुत प्यास लगती है. So whenever you have a patient who is having thirst or increased thirst after fever and thirst for cold drinks or the lemonade or the acid things. So whenever there is desire for cold drinks, desire for lemonades, along with rheumatic affections or joint affections with generalized weakness, in such cases you can think of malaria officinalis. And there are also few indications which is mentioned by Dr. Alan Khan, that these are three prerequisites for using or choosing malaria officinalis. Like if you have a complex of rheumatic complaints along with tubercular diathesis and craving for beef and potato. So whenever there is craving for potato with tubercular diathesis or rheumatic complaint, tubercular diathesis means patient is very much prone towards having, or there is disposition for catching cold very easily. There is history of tuberculosis in the family. There is alternating symptoms or there is changing complaints, which is a hallmark of tubercular myasm, that there are changing complaints. And this is one of the indication of Dr. J.N. Kanjilal. Like whenever patient comes to you or every time patient comes to you with a different symptom complex. Last time patient आया सर मुझे ये दिक्कत थी, नेक्स्ट टाइम पेशेंट आया सर मुझे ये परेशानी हो रही है, नेक्स्ट टाइम पेशेंट आया विद अ न्यू कंप्लेंट सर मुझे ये दिक्कत आ रही है. So whenever patients are constantly changing their complaint, it means they are having tubercular constitution or tubercular diathesis. And in such cases, Dr. J.N. Kanjilal suggested an intermediate or intercurrent dose of tuberculinum to remove the miasmatic blockage so that the constitutional remedy or the antisoric remedy can work. So whenever we have a symptom complex of rheumatic affections along with craving for potato and tubercular diathesis, in such cases we can think of malaria officinalis. Or especially in cases of tubercular diathesis, when your apparently indicated remedy fails, in such cases also we can think of malaria officinalis. So in today's session, we discussed all those remedies which we are not using generally in our day-to-day practice. But these are the alternatives of all such polycrest remedies which are failing, or which if we are not getting the desired results after using like lycopodium, like staphysagrina, like senna, like rheum, or like magnesium carb, or like pyrogenium, we can think of such remedies which we are not using in our day-to-day practice. So in today's session we have discussed about nearly 10 or 11 remedies. So I hope if you have a question you can ask me here in the comment section. If you have any doubt regarding any remedy we discussed today, you can ask me in the